Yo, yo, yo. Coach Simmons again for the second time. We're going to go ahead and do another review real quick. So I'm flooding this channel with more things I found on the news. But we're going to check this out. So ESPN has reported that why Deion Sanders and these 12 other FCS coaches could make the FBS league. Honestly, read the whole thing, had to go to a different website because I'm not paying ESPN $5.99 a month. It ain't happening. So I read the whole thing, and it really caught my interest were really only the two coaches that could honestly make the whole point, the whole jump. But I think they may have an interesting angle that I kind of thought the same way. So let's explore that, okay? Let's get it started. I found this on Today UK News, which is basically the same link from ESPN. The link will be down in the description when I get done. Basically, Deion Sanders and 12 other FCS coaches primed to make the FBS leap. We know all the other stuff in here. Everything's the same. Major NFL Hall of Famer, played basically baseball. Once started off 3-0, beat Edward Waters, which honestly, looking at their school, my junior high school could beat them. He beat Valley and beat Grambling. Okay, we know that. He lost his last three. He lost to Alabama State, barely, and he lost to, got stomped by Southern and lost the shootout to Alabama A&M. Okay, it's out the way. Now, we all know that Deion went ahead. He spoke to Arkansas, Florida State. No one really cares about that. We know the other coaches who have made the transition. Jim Tressel went from Youngstown State, I believe, to Ohio State. I'm not sure who Jim Harbaugh came from on Division II, but I know Kleiman went from North Dakota State to Kansas State. But I'm not saying Deion is leaving, but looking at this right here, Sanders can get in your house. He can go ahead and get people. He can get kids to transfer. He can go ahead and recruit. We know about the John Warren. Everybody's talking about, well, he only has one interception, 17 tackles. Well, I'm sorry, but if no one throws the ball your way, you're not going to get any kind of reps. That's just how that goes. So Deion is going to get him. He already has him, and that's to be the first big domino. If Dejon Warren leaves after 1 year, goes pro, and gets drafted in the second to third at the very latest, it's going to be a flood of kids going to Jackson State. But the thing that it brings up, that I want to bring up, it brings up the one school that no one's talking about. Now, I live in Texas, so I know this whole story, okay? So this is basically not news to me, but several people point to North Texas, located 40 miles from Dallas and Denton. It's an ideal landing spot for Sanders. He lived and coached there for years. North Texas has a strong infrastructure, very strong infrastructure, despite going 8-14 the last 2 years. It is actually the home of Mean Joe Green. For all those swag schools want to bring up the old black people who have played, none of them will fuck with Mean Joe Green. Uh, so, I mean, he owned Dallas, basically. He would SMU and TCU, Oklahoma State, and Texas couldn't do in Dallas, at least for 2-3 years. He brings instant credibility. And North Texas pays well enough. Check this out. Some of you people don't realize. A group of 5 offensive coordinator makes double the amount as a SWAC head coach. Keep that in mind. Deion kept saying he only bring everybody money. Be funny as hell to me if Coach Maynard ends up being the offensive coordinator at North Texas under Deion Sanders. Okay, no discussion. So um, I do believe North Texas has something. I think North Texas would be a great spot. Also, it fits in my time frame. I know I have no say in this, but Deion's not leaving next year. It ain't happening. His son's there. He ain't leaving the year after. But in 2 years, Deion would have been coaching for 4. He pulls off a SWAC title while somehow way gets to a playoff and finishes in the finals of the playoff. It's going to be an issue. And I know a lot of the Power Five schools, maybe Vandy would say, "Hey, come over here and coach for us." By that time, Lane Kiffin may get in more trouble than Ole Miss, or Mike Leach might have pissed somebody off to Mississippi State. Probably. I'm not going to say he's going to go for the whole Florida thing because he hasn't been there in 35 years. So, what does North Texas have to offer? Let's figure this out. What it takes. I'm not going to get copywritten by Imagine Dragons, so you're going to have to just watch the thing. This is the stadium, University of North Texas, brand new stadium. It's called Appleton Stadium. They said it only seats about 35,000 people. So it's not going to be the big 120,000 monstrosity that Tennessee and Knoxville has, or Bama or Texas has, whatever. But there you go. You have those are the two big names they got. You have location 40 miles north of Dallas, about 10 or 15 miles south of Oklahoma. You can go to Dallas for the weekend, go to the casino for the weekend at Windstorm Casino in Oklahoma. You have everything he needs. He gets his house back. You have the Texas recruiting class. You're on a major highway, I-35, and you have a beautiful stadium, which already gets sold out and will sell out even more with Deion as head coach. Reason why I keep saying this, 2 years. 2 years, Deion would have built up his roster. 4-star, maybe even 5-star recruits. His son would be a junior. People can transfer from HBCUs up to the Division One or FBS level and play immediately. You don't have to worry about sitting out a year. Let's see if what if Deion is treating Jackson as a JUCO. I know that makes no sense at all. I know it sounds dumb as hell, but just think about that. If you wanted to be a Division One coach, you want to be an FBS coach, you couldn't get any interviews besides Arkansas, Southern Miss, um, and Florida State. One, because they owed you as a alumni. Two, you couldn't get. One didn't want to give it to you because they figured it was too big of a job for you, even though they have never, ever, 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 ever won. Another one had second thoughts because history. So you go to the HBCU route. You pick the one with the biggest, most annoying fans, who can be Cowboy fans, Jackson State. What better way to get where you want to go than to get every transfer, every questionable 4-star, 5-star you can. Give them 2 years. Jackson State sold their soul. Honestly, give them 2 years worth of recruiting and playing, dominating television revenue, all that good stuff. 2 years is up. Seth Trail either he gets fired or he leaves. Bring him with you. I would. And on this same article, it mentions North Dakota State's coach Matt Ants, James Madison State, James Madison coach, Weber State's coach, Kennesaw State's coach, Southern Illinois' Carter Ward, which is in San Antonio. I really would think that he could, just slide over to UTSA. That's a Texas thing, though. But the one, Mike Minner, remember him, Chicago, the Bears. But what I'm really looking at, it's right here. Willie Simmons, Florida A&M. FAMU out of the spring season, but is set to play the full fall schedule, includes a September 18th trip to South Florida. Simmons is 15-7 with the Rattlers, 36-18 overall as the FCS head coach with two HBCU programs, Prairie View A&M and Florida A&M. The 40-year-old, he's 40. He's only 40. Started his college career as a Clemson quarterback, finishing up at the Citadel. Began coaching career at Clemson. Worked at Middle Tennessee State from 2007 to 2011. Spending the final season as offensive coordinator at Middle Tennessee State. There is a big diversity problem in the FBS coaching ranks. Many point to the lack of black coaches who have led programs and worked with quarterbacks. Simmons has done both. He's been a quarterback coach and he's been a head coach. Another strong season at FAMU should put him in a mixed group of five schools. Once again, he's only 40. So they mentioned South Florida because they figure, well, he plays at FAMU. South Florida's right next door. True, but the problem I'm looking at that they're not seeing is if he were to leave, and I think he's more likely to leave after this 1 year. If they go 10-2 or 10-1 or whatever, he gets to 46 wins basically. He's going to get stuff knocked on his door. I don't think he's going to USF. I think the best fit right away will be getting out of Florida. Florida is going to be real competitive in the next year. Miami, Florida State, Florida Gators, UCF, lesser extent FIU with Georgia, Jackson State. Then you have FAU, which is going to be really competitive with these recruits going up. And then you have FAMU. That's 7 schools. You're already getting the 7 best players. You need to go ahead and go to a different state. And while I picture, because of the whole North Texas thing that I just pointed out, Seth Luttrell had an option to become K-State's head coach after Snyder retired. They picked him first. He said no. He wants to bring his offensive coordinator with him. If they won't let him do it, he won't go. They wouldn't let him do it. So what happened? Well, they went ahead and got Kleiman from North Dakota State. His offensive coordinator left anyway. Graham Harrell left him regardless. So he screwed up his career to help his buddy out, and his buddy left anyway with the USC. So I think the coach at Coastal Carolina saw that. A lot of coaches see that. And he will take the next thing smoking if they have another good season coming up. Which means Why would you think Willie Simmons is a good fit over here at Coastal? Simple. He started playing at Clemson, is in South Carolina. He finished playing at Citadel. He started coaching. Again, as a grad assistant, quarterbacks in Clemson, South Carolina. He knows how to coach and he knows how to recruit in South Carolina. You have a school which is a major destination for tourists. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I know they've updated the stadium since this video came out. Haven't seen any more ways to put them out there. So, but yeah, Coastal Carolina, Chanticleers, you got the beach. It's like telling kids from the South, you can go to Hawaii every day. The beach is literally next door. And you have a school with a history, a recent history. Championship, if they win the championship game, they win in the season, it will be that champion. So I think Willie Simmons will be a great coach over here, especially with there being lack of black coaches on this level. This being a school which has just got more limelight because of the last season and the mullets. He can bring some kids from Florida who may be slipped through the crack from the other 7 recruits, and the kids from South Carolina who didn't all go to South Carolina or didn't go to Clemson. That's your base. You're number 3 in the state. Well, honestly, maybe 2 in the state because South Carolina Gamecocks suck, but they play in the SEC, so you get to go ahead and say they can lose to Alabama every year. That's a selling point. But you're the number 2 team ranked in the state behind Clemson. Everybody's not going to Clemson. This will be a quick sale, quick fix, quick build. Once again, I do apologize. They have updated the stadium since this video came out, but this was the best one I've seen with the right field. So that's the new side of the stadium. Been updated. I don't want to hear that man talk. I mean, everything's updated. It's fixed. The scoreboard. There you go. This is the updated stadium. Yeah, I think this could be a chance. This could be a good chance for if Willie does leave. I'm not saying he will leave. I'm not saying Deion will leave. But according to this article here, we got to play devil's advocate, right? And another thing I wanted to point out to you, this whole thing about Coach Maynard. Tell you something. If Coach Maynard does leave Alabama A&M, the only spot he should probably go, because you don't want to make a backwards move. You want to make a forward move. So I would say South Alabama, right down the street. Why not, right?
With our administration building behind us is made up of the locker rooms, home and visiting. The home locker room was named by Max and Audrey Goldberg. The second story.
That's South Alabama. $25 million investment on the stadium. If I was Coach Maynard, I'll wait another year. Let Akil Glass play a senior season. If this job comes open, run to it. All right. Who knows? I could be wrong.